Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman with Adventures with Rhiannon, Kynseed, part number 4. And we are going to take up right where we left off. As you can see, we got 7 tasks done yesterday. We got 7 brass from Uncle Bill for things that we did. And so I think that one of them was worth 2 brass. Anyway, we got a lot of things done yesterday. Today, all we have to do is deliver honey to Jacob Crackle and feed the pig, and then that hampered one, it's going to take a while to get those 20 pairs, but we're going to keep working on it. So while we're getting started here, in case you haven't seen any of my other videos, this is a retired slow play, and we are very slowly playing through this most wonderful little game. And here we are is interesting thing. Lucy wants us to meet her somewhere after 6 p.m. tonight and says, bring the lantern. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And it looks like we need to talk to Incabod. Come by at 9. I'll show you the basics. I'll give you some brass to help me out. So sometimes we get tasks. So there's really a number of ways to get tasks to do. One is to go to the community board, and there's tasks on there. And one is to talk to people directly, and apparently you can get them in the mail as well. So I hadn't remembered that happening, but I guess it can. Also, in case you haven't seen this before, you are a child, or I am a child, and we live on this farm, this beautiful little farm with our Uncle Bill and our sibling. And this first year that we live in the game is really a very long tutorial, basically. You're going to get all kinds of tasks and ways to do it. It's just going to help you learn how to play the game. And if you're just starting out, don't rush through this. Take your time. Read everything and pay attention to what people say to you, because there's going to be oftentimes you're going to miss important things. I know in most games there is a tendency to rush through things and because you think the beginning doesn't matter, but I'm telling you, in this particular world, you need to pay attention to everything. It's so easy to miss some of the most important things, such as you see these little sparkly things. That's called a that-away, or tongue-in-cheek for that-away. And if you don't pay attention in the beginning when you're told about that, you'll miss that. And it's such a helpful tool because someone just happens to mention it for you. That I think it's the F1 key on a keyboard, gives you if you've got an task and you've got it highlighted and you set the that-away for it, the arrows lead you right to where you need to go. So that can be really helpful when you don't know the map very well, which when you first start out, nobody does. So again, that's just it was a passing thing somebody said. So unless you happen to stumble across it later on, you won't know that. Well, when I first started, my first introduction to the game, I completely missed that. Well, I happened to see it on a Let's Play from someone that I've really liked their Let's Plays and kind of learning a lot from them. I happened to see that. I thought, what is that? There was a lot of things that I missed, so I started over again because I had missed way too many things. I had missed that the blacksmith had told me to go to this little mine. I completely missed that there was an axe outside the mine. I had become an adult and had no axe. So, it really pays attention. It really pays for you to slow down, pay attention, and just enjoy. This is a game that it's not a game that you would want to power play, in my opinion. I want to slow down and enjoy and get to know all these people. Who are they? What's their background? What do they have to teach me? Deliver honey to Jacob Crackle. Okay, so we're going to bring him some honey. When you give somebody something, they're generally going to tell you something. That task is complete. In this case, he didn't tell me anything. We've got a neutral relationship with him, and there was something else. He had an asterisk there. He seemed to have lost a binding ring in the festival green, and when he noticed it missing. So, okay, we'll do that. So when we do these little tasks and things, he has something else to say. So you just kind of keep following through. He had a lot to say, old Jacob. So there's just lots and lots of things and nuances. So I guess the short thing I'm trying to tell you is slow down and really enjoy this beautiful game. It's really beautifully written. The conversations sometimes are absolutely hilarious. Each of the homes have a home stone, and when you click on it, it shows you the people that live in that home. It also shows you your relationship with those people. So it's a good idea to click on those and discover the home stones. That's the way you can double check when you're at somewhere and see if it's somebody you're looking for or you want to give them something. One of my favorite activities is fishing. Oh my gosh. I have never liked fishing in any game I've ever played that had fishing, and I absolutely love it in this game. It's become my favorite activity, and that was a shock to me. I didn't think that I would, but I'm finding out, by the way, if you can cast further as your skill increases, and I see there's a proverb. That's what that sparkly little piece of paper is, and it will tell you something about things, and you need to gather your proverbs so you can learn things about stuff. But I don't know what it is about it. I just enjoy it so much. So my fishing skill is probably going to be my highest skill and the quickest. Oh, good. Got a coin tail. A 2-star coin tail. So as your fishing skill increases and you are able to go into other places, not just your fishing skill, but your overall adventuring skill, other areas of the map will open up to you and you can catch different kinds of fish. You can see on this map that it's not opened up to me entirely, and that's because I have not found all the map stones for that area. So that's a task or a goal that I have in my mind, is to make sure that I find all of the map stones of an area. So kind of looking around here, one other tip is to pick up everything you find. Everything you find. You never know when you're going to be needing it. So pick it up. You don't have a limit on your inventory space. There's nothing, it's just there. So don't worry about running out of space. Ooh, a map stone. And never pass those up. If you see one, stop and click on it, because you never know when you're going to run by it again or when you're looking for it and you can't find it. That happens to me too many times. I kind of try not to keep too many tasks at once. I just hate it when you get so your quest log or whatever you want to call it gets so full. You're scrolling and scrolling looking for things. I just hate that. You can't really avoid that all the time, but right now I'm staying ahead as much as possible. Those are dandelions that you saw me pick up. Oh, look at that binding band. Aha! So I found a binding band. And I also got to remember, after 6 p.m., I'm supposed to meet Lucy. So I got to remember those two things. So anyway, I know that your quest log is going to get full, but right now I'm staying ahead of it. And that's kind of what I want to do as long as I can, so I don't get lost in forgetting what was I supposed to do and who was I supposed to do it for. The quest log is pretty good as far as letting you know where you are at on something. So like, for instance, that quest changed from finding that binding band to taking it back to old Jacob. So it's pretty good about showing you that. And this might be old Jacob. It sure is. So I can say I dropped one was the quest. And there we go. Now hopefully maybe we'll get some. Yeah, we finally get 10 hearts or 10 points with him. So we don't have another heart. 8. You get a total of 3 positive hearts with someone, and we don't have one yet. But we're working on it. So we've got a couple more things that we had to do. We're supposed to meet Lucy. What time is it now? The dandelion clock, you can see that the 1 o'clock dandelion is about ready to fly off. So it's 2 p.m. right now. So this dandelion clock, unless you know how to read a clock with hands on it, it's going to be a little confusing for people who don't know how. And I find it interesting that I'm wondering if the developers of this game are not younger people, because I really think it's interesting. I don't know if they teach reading clocks in school anymore. I'm obviously a retired senior. They taught me in school how to read a clock with hands on it, but everything's digital now. So I found that to be really interesting, that the initial clock and the only clock you can have to start off with is an analog, or I'm sorry, a hand clock. I don't know what that's called. not digital. So kind of interesting to me. So anyway, you have to look at your dandelions to see where you're at. I'm at 2 o'clock. I decided it wasn't time to go meet Lucy at the North Gate. So what else are we going to do? I'm going to fish, of course. So fish are a good money maker. Here I am, a child, and I already have 108 brass. And a very large part of that, majority of that, is from fishing, because you can sell your fish at this point in 2 different places. The general store, you can go sell stuff there, up to 25 brass a day. And then there's also a market that comes along periodically, and when it does, you can set up a little stand and sell your fish there. So I hang on to all of my fruits and vegetables. Again, when I first started playing, I was selling those like crazy, but then I figured out, don't do that, because you need those for cooking and things like that. So I'm going to hang on to those indefinitely until I need them. But the fishing, I do need some of them. But oh, look at this, carrot seed for sale. Right now I'm hanging on. I'm just saving my monies, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to be broke when I become an adult, which really can happen, because it happened to me on my very first time that I played for a few hours. I became an adult and I was broke. I thought, oh, that wasn't too good. How could I have done that differently? And for me, the way I'm doing it differently, and I'm sure there's all kinds of ways, I go fishing and sell my fish. And so I'm looking around here, seeing what other proverbs I can pick up. Let's see where we're at. It's after 4 o'clock, and also I need to look and see where I have to go to get to the North Gate. I believe is where I'm supposed to meet Lucy. Oh, the 4 o'clock thing went away. Now it is 5 o'clock. So each game hour lasts 60 real life seconds, or 1 minute. So each hour is 1 minute. So from the time that 4 o'clock dandelion flew away, it was 5 o'clock. I had 60 seconds until it's time to go meet Lucy. So also see those little flying, the little thing, those little fairy things flying around. What that is, again, it's part of the tutorial, and those things tell you where things are. So Uncle Bill had actually, I think, told me to come down here and check out this auction. I think he said we can't afford a new pig, but go down there and check out the auction. So when I sat down in the little chair, the little fairy thing went away. So it is now 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So it's like, okay, it's after 6 p.m. And so again, I'm just looking and exploring and picking up everything, and following along, trying to meet as many people as I can. Anybody that has a very large gold star above their head, it's not gold, I guess it's orangish star, it means you haven't met them yet. So that you want to make sure that you meet everybody, and that gets them on a list that you're able to look at to see where your relationships are with them. So let's see, where am I going? And also, when you pull up these different areas, you can see who lives in those areas. And okay, a little ad, there's so many exclamation marks. That means there's so many people that I need to talk to for various reasons. So we will get around to it. It just takes time, and also need to not fish so much, so I spend more time getting to know the people. Uh-oh, this went into like a little mine, and so I decided I didn't want to go into the mine right now. I just don't like the parts of I don't care for mining, although it's part of the game and you need to do it a little bit. We already did that, I think. We had to make a sickle, and we had to go get the ore to do it. I don't care for the blacksmithing part of the game, but I know that a lot of people that I'm talking to, both in the Discord channel and on the Let's Plays, are loving it. It's not my favorite thing. I hate fighting. I've got one more map stone to find in this area. I hate fighting, but it's minimal, or it can be minimal. So, oh, Lucy, there she is. I was thinking, where was she? She was kind of hidden there. Okay, I got you. I see you got my letter in your cane. It's so good of you. Okay, and so I wanted to also mention that these first few episodes that I recorded, I went way too fast to be able to read what people are saying. So I'm going to, in the future, when I get past all the ones that I've recorded, I'm going to be slowing down and reading what those say. I should have started that from the beginning. She told me to stand on there, grab my lantern, and turn it on. And when you turn your lantern on, you can move your mouse around, and it shines in a direction that you have your mouse. So she's saying that doesn't seem to do it. I'll keep trying to transcribe a book and see if there's other a way. She knows there's something about those places. So again, this is a part of a tutorial. It's telling us something about these standing stones that look like they have doorways and something to do with a lantern. So we will learn what that is later, but again, it's all part of a tutorial. So we helped Lucy. So there you go. So going back to what I was saying about future episodes, I had recorded a number of them before I realized what I was doing, that there was no way I could read what was on the screen. And I did a poll for my subscribers on my community tab, which you are welcome to go to yourself, and took votes on either reading text, don't reading text, or it doesn't matter. And by far, the vote said read the text. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to have to wait until I get through these episodes where I was going way too fast for you to read it. So again, I had seen other players doing that, and I thought, wow, that's kind of adds something to it, and it kind of lets you know what you're actually doing. So I'm coming back here to the general store, and I'm going to try to sell some of my fish that I had that I don't think I need. And again, it's 25 brass per day you can sell here at the general store. And I'm kind of trying to be careful just in case I need them. The only thing I would need them for is the fishing master twig sometimes asks for X number of fish, of certain kind of fish, and so I want to make sure I don't sell one that he would need. I think the store might be, I got 4 more, so 25 a day is all I can get from here. So that's fine. Look at that, 138. Again, I'm still a child of 13, so that's not bad. Considering I think my first time I started playing this, I was like, I had 10 or something, I don't know. So you don't need to spend too much money, actually, because anything you need money for, your uncle's going to give you the money for it. Uh-oh, it's 10 o'clock. I have 1 more game hour, to get myself to bed. As a child, you have to get into bed by 11 p.m. and you sleep until 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. I'm sorry. And it helps, children need sleep, and that was the explanation. It also saves the game at 6 a.m. So that's another reason to do that, is make sure you're sleeping. And I also don't like being out after dark, because I really can't see very well on a dark screen. And this gets so dark sometimes to a point where it's like, man, I can't see this at all, especially if it's cloudy or rainy, something like that. I'm running out of time, so I'm looking for the berries and fruits and things that we can harvest. And it's like, I need to hurry up and I didn't make it in time. I fell asleep on the floor. I haven't figured out if that matters or not. You end up in bed anyway, but I don't know if it makes any difference. There doesn't seem to be energy levels or anything like that, at least just walking around and doing things. Our sibling wanted to talk to us. Sibling has no name. And it's interesting, our sibling is saying they can't wait to leave the farm. And that's not the first time our sibling has said that. Whereas in the beginning, the sibling were like, oh, this is such a wonderful place. Well, the sibling got bored somewhere along the way. Maybe because we're the favorite. I think the sibling makes that clear. So, again, Uncle Bill is giving us tips about leaving the area someday, and said that him and his wife didn't get a chance. Today we need to go to Candle Witch Village at 9 a.m. and speak to Incabod. And we're supposedly going to help him run the store for a little while. And again, this is part of a tutorial showing how to run a store. So I met Ash. Oh, interesting. Ash is inviting us to the Cuckoo Wood for an exciting adventure. I'll be here every day and from dusk till dawn. Okay, so we got to help out Ash with some kind of a task. We needed to feed our pig. I like to feed the pig these dandelions because they immediately give us, I don't see it though, immediately give us fertilizer. As soon as I said that, I didn't see any that time. So let's see, what is it? It is 6 a.m. and I picked up a dandelion, but it doesn't affect the clock because the last dandelion is still on there. Once that dandelion goes away, then you can pick up another one and it will refill your clock with another 12 hours. the ones I'm picking up are going in my inventory, and there it goes. See, it went away. Then the little cog goes away. Now I go pick up another one, and it fills my clock with 12 more dandelions, 12 more hours. So it's now, looks like it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we have to be there at 9. So what are we going to do? Maybe we'll do some fishing. I always check for fish when I walk by here. Always, because they're hard to catch. But if you can get in the right place, they'll come at it. Nope, he ran away. Some fish seems to like it when you ripple your fishing rod, and Twig tells you about this in the beginning when he gives you the fishing rod. Sometimes there's fish that don't like it at all. So if you hit, it's an F key on a keyboard, and it picks them, it'll make it ripple in the water. The fish will dart away from it. So some of them like it, some don't. Oh, a pike. We don't have too many of those. So it looks like, I'm trying to remember what we needed to take to the fishing master. It looks like we do need pike, 2-star pikes. That's good to know. We don't want to sell those pikes. He said 2 stars, so I can sell the 1-star ones, but not the 2-star ones. So you can see right now it is still 8 o'clock. Another pike. I thought, oh good, because sometimes when I'm catching them at a certain time of day, I haven't figured out, I haven't really looked up or figured out what time we can see fish when they're, when they are where they should be. I just don't know yet. So I have 7 pikes. Are they? No, I've got 1 2-star pike. Okay, that told me I had a long way to go. The 1-star pikes, I can sell them if I want. So, okay, store help. Let's go to the store. We need to be there. It's the goods store is where we need to go. And it tells you to search the world for that requested thing. So it's saying, we're not going to tell you where that store is. Go find it. I know where the store is, so it's okay. So this is the general store where we've been selling our items, and there is Incabod standing there waiting for us. And he's like, thank you for coming. All you have to do for now is just serve any customers that come in, interact when they are standing at the counter. And if you want to barter, please try to land your arrow in the green section. Usually a shop owner can charge stock and set prices. Please just serve anyone that comes in. I'll be back at 1 o'clock. So Incabod is telling us how to run a shop. And we get to stand here and help the customers that come in. And we're going to get paid for that by Incabod. So if you decide to purchase a store, which you can after you're an adult, there's a couple of ways you can run the store. So you can see he wants to buy something. So he either picks the item up or comes to talk to you about it. And he may say, can I buy this? And the answer is, of course you can. So that was, he didn't need to barter, he just wanted to buy it. So it looks like the item is still there. Well, there's multiples of each item many times. So what I started to say is there's a couple ways to run a store. You can run a store. Oh, such a cutie. Maybe one day. That dog is 100 brass. I was like, holy cow. You can stand there and help customers. And you can see there's effigies, and there's multiples of each one. Yes, I do want to buy that slingshot. That's going to be a useful tool. And again, I missed this first time around. So I'm sorry I got off track. So when a customer comes in, you can help the customers yourself. Or you can hire someone. Now this person was looking to barter. And he said something about keeping in the green bar. I'm not very good at this because this is not, when I bought my first store, I didn't run it this way. Oh God, it's fine, I guess. When I decide to have a store, I don't want to stand here and run the shop. That's not something I'm interested in. And there's a glass jar, and it's like, oh good, we need that. So now, instead of only our 10 bucket, we have a glass jar that we can put things in. So I like to hire employees, and we'll get into this after I become an adult, and you can see the mechanism for that. So I find running the stores to be fun. There's another glass jar. I need that, so I grab that too while I'm here. So I'm buying things while I'm supposed to be manning the store. So you get reputation for having a store. So if your customers are happy, then you get reputation points. And that red book, that ledger there, tells you all this kinds of information. So this lady wants to buy this, and she wants to barter. I'm not going to hit that green area. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very good at this because I haven't played it hardly at all. And so I'm really doing terrible. Fair enough, he says. So again, if that's something that's interesting to you, then go for it. I prefer to hire employees and manage my store that way. So you can see we're going to work until 1 p.m. and I don't think we're there yet. No, it's still 12 o'clock. So you can see that our dandelion is straight up. When that dandelion flies off, then Incabod will come back and our little task will be done for the day. So this is called the general store, and it has all kinds of items that can be, not sure, well, don't override that, I can't. Someone wants to buy a red rose. Okay, you want to just buy it, or you want to, shall we bargain? He wants to bargain, come on. Oh, I did it. I got it right in the green area. Rubbish. Oh my gosh, I guess he didn't like that. Thankfully, it's not my store, so he won't be unhappy with me. Somebody else wants to buy a candied bunny rabbit or something. So when he says, "Can I buy this?" that means, you know, they're just buying it. They're not going to bargain with you. So here comes Incabod. It is now 1 o'clock. He got back to the store right on time. Thank you for that. I hope it went well. Here's 15 brass for your troubles. You should try owning a store one day. It's so much fun to keep an eye on stock and be flexible on the demands of your patrons. It's also a great way to earn reputation, which is what I said earlier. There are 3 different shops you can own: a general store, apothecary, and a blacksmith shop. So just keep that in mind. They have very different mechanisms. And so anyway, we'll find out more about that. You can't own a shop until you are an adult. And so, oh, look at these people all running around. So I'm supposed to meet Ash Brown at Cuckoo Wood. And I can either go all the way over there, or if I've been there and found the goddess statue, I can use this goddess statue to travel. It costs 1 apple to travel, and I have already seen the goddess statue there, so I'm able to fast travel there. So I see no reason not to fast travel. There's sometimes it's you only have so many hours in a day, especially when you're a child. So I think that it's very helpful to be able to get around a little bit faster. So I don't look at it as an immersion breaking thing. I look at it as a magic thing. So some games it's just real immersion breaking, but I don't think of it that way here, especially because it goes swirly and it doesn't go black. The screen doesn't go black. And there's a wipe if you go into like a mine or something. But I find this to be acceptable, I guess is a good way of putting it. There's a kitty sitting in the water. What are you doing up there? So I'm looking around looking for Ash. He's around here somewhere. Not sure exactly. Probably at the entrance, and I came in through the goddess statue, so I'm not sure, but we'll find him. He's probably at an entrance. Probably not where I'm at right now. So again, we haven't been around this area extensively yet. So we'll find our way. There's so many places to explore in this beautiful world of Quill, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. So I will continue this playthrough. Indefinitely, probably. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's Ash. Hi, Ash. Great to see you. I'm so glad you came. Discovered a passage in a nature book about a butterfly called a silver skipper. The legend says if you throw a pear into a glowing pond by the face tree before 6 p.m., then it will appear. This is when you must use the jar and capture it. Sadly, I do not know exactly where the tree is, so if you look to the east of Cuckoo Wood, that would be helpful. I shall be here if you need me. Here's a jar. Oh, cool. He gave us an extra jar, so now we have 3 jars. So we're supposed to find this tree, a tree with a face on it, which all of them to me look like they have face on it. We're supposed to throw a pear in a pool of water by the tree, and then we're supposed to catch this some kind of a butterfly or something. So he said go east, so I'm going as east as I possibly can, of course trying not to miss anything because I'm obsessive about not missing anything. So I really don't know. Again, this area I haven't opened the map up, but look here. Now there's a face on that tree, right? Throw a pear in the glowing pool by the face tree and use a jar to capture it. Okay. So what I want to do is I've got the glass jar in my inventory. I want to get the pear in my inventory so that I can throw a pear in the water. Now it's a lucky thing that I had a pear, right? So I'm going to throw it in the water. Did I miss? No, I got it. So that happened really quickly. I threw a pear in the water, a butterfly flew up, and then I clicked on the glass jar, and you had to hold down your mouse button to collect the silver skipper, I think it was called, and take it back to Ash. So I did it. And you can't see there. I don't see it. Return to Ash with your discovery. I'm not seeing it there, so I must have it somewhere. Let's go find Ash. We have 2 hearts reputation with Ash so far, so that's kind of good. Now, he should have been right here. There he is. I thought he was here. What does he say? You found it. Amazing. The legend was true. It was so beautiful. I can stare at it all day, but finders keepers, you'll make a good naturalist one day. You should visit Arwen the Master. He lives in Pine Haven, where the nature is meant to be incredible. Interesting. And he said finders keepers. I don't know what I would be doing with the jar with a butterfly in it. I want to give him a gift while I'm standing here. He likes blueberries. Well, okay then. We will give him a blueberry. 22 friend points for that blueberry. And we have 2 full hearts headed toward free. What got me into bug collecting? Well, it stems back from when I was a little child. I can't have been more than 4. And I missed part of that. It was beautiful shimmering green. I went cross-eyed staring at it. So he was really into that. And then grabbed it and ate it. Oh, gross. Since then, I have an obsession with insects. I love to collect flying and log and sometimes snack on them. Ooh. Ooh, insects are meant for your dyes only. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Well, that's something we did not need to know. Yuck. Eating bugs. Okay. Well, I suppose children are known to do things like that, so I guess it shouldn't be so surprising, but the fact that he admitted it was kind of gross. And of course, we are passing by, looking at my items here, and it's like, okay, let's throw our fishing rod in here. So again, when I'm done with other things that I need to do, I'm going to fish. And all of these fish don't like that ripple at all. And a weed skimmer. And you can wait for them to go by you. Sometimes the ripple key will get them on. And other times, if you can hit it right on them, then you catch them immediately, which is really handy for the tough ones. The ones that you can't seem to get any other way. So we got, I think, all the fish in that pond. It's like, yes. Again, this is another area we haven't gone to all of the map stones yet, and we'll get there. Ooh, here's another area. The fish in this one seem to be tough to me. I don't know if it's just me. They go in the rocks, they go in the waterfall, they go under the bridge, and they don't like the ripple. So I gave up very quickly. It's 6 o'clock, and I thought, let's double check this. If they have any money in the store. Got lots of weed skimmers. Again, I was trying to be really careful that I don't. Yeah, there's 25 still again. I was trying to be really careful because I didn't want to sell something that I need to give to Twig to improve our skills. Again, I've double checked this often. Salmon. Again, I don't know where you'd even get salmon. I haven't seen any yet. So we can sell those to our heart's content. In fact, we can sell 14 of them because the shop has 23. I could sell 14 because I had 14. So look at that. I have 165 brass in my pocket. So that's cool. So I've made some progress. We bought a couple of glass jars. We were given a glass jar. And so now we've got 3 glass jars, and those are containers, considered containers, just like our 10 bucket. And they act the same. They hold the same things. So milk, water, honey can all be held in your glass jars and your 10 bucket. So that would have been really helpful to have when we were given the task of taking milk to 3 different people. Wouldn't it have been awesome if we had had containers to fill all 3 up? But at the time we didn't have it, so that's okay. If we ever get that kind of task again, we are prepared. And I have no idea what time it is. Oh, there, I grabbed that dandelion. It is 7 o'clock. So we got quite a bit of time between now and the time that we need to be in bed. So thought I'd run over here and check this pond. I like this little pond right there. There's also a pond up north. I also know that I had a fish that I can give to Twig. And you can either wait until you have the fish to give Twig for your increase, or you can give them as you get them. For me, I hate hanging on to them because I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally sell them, which is a very good possibility. So I think I had one. Yeah, I had one. It's like, okay, that's fine. I'd rather give that to you now than forget. Did I have any for this kind? Yes, I have 4 river trouts of 2-star quality. So good. I can give them those 4. So that way I wouldn't be tempted by accident to sell them. So there we go. We turned a few in, and we still need those salmon, so we'll find them eventually. Again, I'm in no great rush. Your skills that you one really unique thing about this game that I can't wait to learn about and experience is that you have, obviously you can have a family, so you can get married, you can have children, and you can either have them yourself. Well, they're delivered by a stork, which is absolutely adorable. Oh, there's a rainfish, by the way. I don't know if we'd seen those before. When it's raining, you can catch them. So you can have babies that way, or you can adopt babies. And what those are for is eventually your character gets old and dies. When that happens, you need to have an heir that takes over the family farm, but also takes over all of your skills that you have and everything, your money, all of it. So the way I've seen it described is basically you're stepping into the shoes of your heir. So for someone like me, I play myself in the game, right? So it makes sense that you're stepping into the shoes of my heir. That would make sense to me role-playing wise. So I don't know how that works for anybody else. That's how it kind of works for me. So I'm really interested in seeing how that'll work. I've obviously never played long enough for that to happen. By the way, on your farm over here, there's this bush and there's a nightberry. It's only available there after 9 p.m. So a nightberry, they're important because there aren't very many of them in the world. So be sure that you get them when they're available. And I see that it is now 10 o'clock. You saw that I was getting sleepy. That means that within 1 game hour, ooh, Ash, your friendship means a lot to me. Sending us a gift for thank you. A gassy apple, an expensive, a 4-star gassy apple. So we haven't used the gassy apples yet. We'll get around to it. Let's see, did Uncle Bill want to talk to us? No. You can see it's raining actually, and Uncle Bill said, it's spitting. I love the dialogue in this game. I will say that often because it's so true. We woke up 1 brass, so okay, I guess we got paid otherwise, so we did do a task that he paid us for, but we got, what was it, 15 from Incabod, so we made a good amount. And let's see, Big Wooden Man and Festival Green, wonder what that's all about. Yeah, we'll find out about that, Sibling. And let's see, we're supposed to cook a recipe, feed the pig. That's our 2 tasks here, and it's going to be quite a while till I get enough pairs to, I shouldn't have taken that task, I guess. Because it's going to sit there for a while. I had this letter slipped under the door by the state of the running, I expect. What? Preparing for summertide. Sorry I'm not able to read these things. I got something from Twig. Good news, Mr. Fairweather wants to meet you. He asked me all about you and said to bring you to him. You can see if there's anything you want. Meet me outside your house at midnight at the end of day 14 after summertide. Mr. Fairweather says, don't worry about waking up. The dream is the door. Your new pal, Twig. Okay. That's kind of weird. So we don't know what that's about yet. Oh, he said something else to say. What did you have to say? We've had some bad news years on the farm. I won't lie. That time we had a drought was no picnic. In the summer, the whole vale was attacked by locusts, and even worse. Ooh, I'm sure things will turn out fine this year. How do you know? Goodbye. Okay, so we're supposed to craft something or to make something here. We could go outside and get some honey. It doesn't matter what we make, I don't think. But I had enough stuff to make the stew, but I thought, yeah, I don't think we've made that blueberry jam yet. All we do is put a jar in our inventory, make it the active thing. So I made a jar, the active thing, and come back here, and you can see now I can craft the blueberry jam, which I don't know if I've showed you yet. Doesn't matter. It wanted 2 blueberries and some honey. So for the honey, you've got this mini game where you've got to hit this, click your mouse as this knife is going across this board. And if you don't click it at the right places at the right time, then you have to do it. You have your mouse, the knife goes back and you have to continue on. Also, my stuff is overcooking. I do not like that mini game at all, and I'm not good at it. I'm sure that with time, after doing it enough, I'll get better at it. But to me, it's very clunky. It's very hard to do. The timing thing, and I don't know if my mouse, I think, is kind of going out on me a little bit. So anyway, we made some blueberry jam. We got 1 star, no plus on the mini game. If you do everything perfectly, you'll get some bonuses from the mini game. Let's see. Other task today is to feed the pigs. So we completed the task of cooking something, and we still have a daffodil that's still on our clock. So it is still 6 a.m., not 7 yet. I'm gonna feed this pig and give him a dandelion. He doesn't seem to be too happy with my choices here. So I put the slingshot in my inventory. So and I want to start using it, and so you can hit trees with it. So each time I do that, it increases my skill, and I want to increase my skill. So that it is considered a weapon, I guess. So anyway, and it's also I've heard, and I'm not seeing this to be the case, it's supposed to increase the stars of whatever you're shooting. So I don't know, 3-star pair. I don't know if it had anything to do with the slingshot or not. So while I was up here, I thought, you know what? We got time to go fishing. So let's do that. I like it when we have time to do that. Look at 166 brass is what my total is so far. And I haven't looked at the calendar. I need to look at the calendar more often. There's another rainfish. I need to look at the calendar more often to see where we're at in the season, I guess. There seems to be 2 weeks per season from what I can tell. Again, this is all new to me too, and haven't paid close attention to certain things. I think we actually pick up a book that at least tells us about the days of the week, which have very funny names. You should look at that because it's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They have funny names. I'm getting a lot of rainfish, so that's cool. I don't know if they are higher quality. Still looking at that. It's like, yeah. Wished I hadn't grabbed that one because it's going to sit there too long, and that bugs me. I don't like to have my quest sitting in a place too long, and it fills my pack if it's one that I can't complete. So, I mean, you can look at it 2 different ways. You can pick them all up and pick all the tasks up that you come across, or you can just pick up the ones that you know that you can do. So currently, I have no tasks except for that one. You can see there's the books, the proverbs are all here. Useful books, nonsense books. Those are the nonsense books, which are kind of just funny. So I don't think they have any use that I know of. And if you have letters, the ones that have come that you've read already are right here. So you can go back and read them if you passed up one or clicked off of one or something. You have thyme that grows around the side of the house right there. So be sure you harvest that when you see it. Yeah, I thought it might come up here and go fishing in this. Oh, it hit that right on the head, by the way. So that's awesome when you hit the fish right on it. Then it's a nice way to catch those tough fish. But my aim is not too good. Hello, fish. please come onto my fishing rod here on this rainy day. I do love rainy days, and this game is no exception. It rains quite a bit in the game, and I love that. For one thing, if you have crops planted, you don't have to water them, if the ones that have to be watered. I like that. So it is now 10 o'clock. No particular reason to note that other than it just is. So I don't have a whole lot of tasks that I had. I think I've already got them all done. Come on, little fishy. There, I hit that one right on top of it, so it had no chance to get away. Another rainfish. So I'm really excited about how many I'm catching, and all of those can go be sold for more money. Ha! Got him. I love that. So again, as a reminder, you're still a child, you're still in this first year, and you're learning how to play the game. You're learning, you've seen so many things that we've done that kind of point you in different directions. Owning stores, having a family, being an adventurer, just all kinds of things. So, and their skills. And we've seen the skill masters. We've met them all. One of the tasks was to meet all of the skill masters. Well, we have. And you do like an initial task for them, and then you've got that skill opened up. So we've done all of that. And then you can kind of pick and choose on what it is you want to do. It's considered an RPG open sandbox world, and it is. You can ignore a whole lot of things that you don't want to do and really explore the ones that you do. There's standing rocks. Isn't that interesting? Remember Lucy said something about standing rocks? And if you walk across that, it lights up. So there's something about that. We don't know what it is yet. I'm sure we will find out in time. So again, I was looking at my what fish I need. It's like, I really don't know where those are. And I don't have any of those. I don't have any of those. Also double checking, can I sell any of these? And it's like, what do I have in my inventory that can be sold? And the answer is quite a bit. It is noon, as you can see on our clock. And a very, very rainy day. Not very windy. When it's windy, it's really interesting, the weather in this game. And I love the rain. It's not too windy, so that's good, because the trees go nuts. A little bit windy here and there, but not too bad. Check in here to see if there's any fish that want to jump on my rod. Apparently none. So that's okay. I really should be spending time getting to know more of the villagers. The more you know of them, the more they'll be your friend, and your reputation goes up. Stopping in the general store here and say, okay, what can we sell? There's rainfish, man. We've got some good. I've got some 3-star rainfish. It sells for 2. I thought it'd sell for more. That's okay. And let's see, those were 1 each. So some fish, higher quality fish, can be sold for more, but we're doing okay on all of that. I have 5 of those, so I can sell 5, and we're taking all of the money. I had 2 of those. So look at that, up to 179. And what about, that one. Whew. I had 6 of those, so I could sell, I sold 5 of those. Hang on to 1. So, it's kind of, that's why I keep looking at my skills to make sure I'm not selling the fish that I need to take to Twig. But look at that, I have 184. So I'm very happy about that. I am not a broke teenager. I have money in my pocket. And those of you who have been teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. It was always exciting to have money in your pocket. It felt good to have money in your pocket. I had a job starting at 13 because I wanted to have money in my pocket. That was my money. And so, same thing here. It's like, it's my money. Although, this money is going to be used when I become an adult. Coin tail, okay, good. I almost hit that one right on. Like I said, this particular area right here with this waterfall, I have a hard time catching those fish. And I hate it that I can't see myself. And I can't see the fish that are right in front of me. Now that fish ran wide away. Come on, guys. Hop on my fishing rod. Yeah. This is a tough one. It's like, okay, there's a whole bunch around this bridge here. And I walk over to the bridge and they vanish. So there they are. It's like, come on. It's okay. This is not stressful. I just want them to get on my fishing rod. It's really not stressful. I can't even tell if I'm in the water or not. That tree is kind of placed I don't know. There must have been a reason for that tree to be right there in the way where you can't see the edge. I don't know what that reason would be. And you can see people can walk right through your fishing rod. I guess there's no real reason that they couldn't. It would really be a pain in the neck. I'm sure maybe they thought about that. The developers thought about what, which would it be. I'd rather have them walk through it than have them get tangled up in it. Well, I'm getting some coin tails, so that's good. So I am getting a few fish out of here. Almost got that one. Again, there's so many things I could be doing. And let's see, it's the 12th. And in 2 days will be the end of the whatever this particular season is. And that will have been 14 days that we have been a child and lived on Uncle Bill's farm. Another thing the map does is when you open it up, you can see other fishing areas. Quillian notes, don't forget to use the ladder way. There's a lot of those little notes like that, and they're actually developers' notes, and it's kind of fun to read them. And they give you tips. So, there's lots of ways to get tips and information. But what I started to say about the map is I can see where there might be other ponds or fishing areas. This doesn't seem to be any fish in this area at all. But I was kind of wandering around looking for proverbs, looking for fish, looking for books to read, looking for anything. And I found that I can take the fruit off of this tree. Well, okay then. I'll take the fruit off the tree. And if I can take the fruit off the tree, I can probably get the bushes. And yes, in fact, I could. I probably should use my slingshot. But I'm still getting 2-star berries off of that, so that's good. Again, collect everything. That's our mantra. I don't see any fish here. So I'm walking along, looking at the riverbank and see if there's any fish. New places to fish. So I'm obsessed with it. Greetings. Hello. Gonna pet the chicken. Come on, chicken. We don't have too many eggs, I don't think. We need to get some more eggs. Want to keep an eye out for anything that we can collect, any flowers or herbs and books and proverbs. You want to really keep a close eye out. There's some primrose. So again, at this point, we don't know what these things are used for, but collect them anyway. Look up here, look up here in the bushes and weeds. There was a little sparkly right down below, and that's about the bluefish. So again, these proverbs will go into your, I guess it's your inventory. I don't know what else to call it, where you can refer back to them again. Oh, come on. Can I have your carrots? I guess not. That's the apothecary. I'm trying to find the map stones, I think, in this area. There's the goddess statue. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes they're easy to find. Sometimes I'm just not looking close enough. Like I'm looking in a certain area, my eye misses something. There's a map stone there we already got. Oh, there's something. What is that? Another primrose. So I'm just trying to find all of the map stones to open up this area, so it's easier for me to and there's a home stone. Tells you who lives there and your relationship with those people. Again, you want to increase those relationships. I've been spending way too much time fishing and enjoying that, largely because I don't want to be broke when I become an adult. At this point in the game, you really don't know when you're going to become an adult. You don't know when that's going to happen. So I'm just oh, look at that. A river trout. Yes. River trout. I'm pretty sure I need some. I get so sidetracked. At this point, I can't remember off the top of my head when I become an adult. So I want to just keep working at it. Oh, that guy he should have waited for him. It's so funny. In real life, I hate fishing. I hate it. I don't like the hooks. I don't like the bait. I don't like touching the fish. I don't like anything about it. So I think it's funny that I like it so much in this game. Because some things do kind of translate over from real life to gaming for me. Some things not so much. In this particular case, Fishing doesn't bother me at all. Maybe because I don't have to actually touch the bait and the fish. I don't have any idea. Oh, look at all these guys. Oh, yes. Another river trout. So now I'm excited. 2 river trouts. Because I'm pretty confident I needed that. That one I can't even tell if it went in the water or not. It looked like it hit the side of the bridge. And it didn't look like it was in the water. I was so excited. Like, oh, oh, oh. I hate it when they go right under the edge because you can't see them. You don't know if they're still there. It's like, do I put my pole in the water? Thought I'd give it a try. And you can, when the sound's up, I got the sound turned way down. I have the music pretty well off, but I got the sounds way down, and you can hear them catch on, hook on. There was another one. Did I get it? Not yet. Get on there. Don't go swimming by the bobber. And you can see that one was repulsed by the ripple. I hate that. It's like, okay, what do I just got to do? Sit here, and you can see it's getting windier than it was before. Look at that wind. It's like, let's check our fish. So the rainfish, they're not needed by twig, but the river trout were. I think I needed maybe 3 more. Uh-oh, feeling sleepy. I got 1 more game hour to get myself to bed. So I think I'll just head on that way. Hopefully not get too sidetracked on the way. So easy to do. There's so many things to do and see. So again, when you become an adult, you're not restricted on your time. You can stay up. But I tend, if it's dark, if it's like, cloudy or whatever, and it gets super dark sometimes, I just rather be home. It's like, okay, I can't pass up gathering this fruit because I need the fruit. Plus I wanted to use my slingshot, but I need to get going here because it's getting late. I don't want to fall asleep. Oh, I fell asleep right in the doorway. I did it again. Oh my gosh. Oh, 2 brass waiting to collect. Okay. So I thought that was funny. And again, don't see any reason. There's a pig auction today, huh? My sibling wants me to meet them at the north gate. They didn't say why. Okay, we can do that. So what does Uncle Bill have to say for us today? Hello there. Your siblings seemed a bit maudlin earlier. They've gone for a walk to the north gate to clear the old head fog. Maybe go see what's the matter. First time they've left the farm. Always been a little cold, that one. Hardworking and loyal, but just a little closed. Not like you at all, really. So, maybe that's why that we're the favorite, because we are friendlier to Uncle Bill and talk to him all the time. Such a shame you never got to try Aunt Rose's cooking, the things she could do with a turnip. Yuck, turnips. Okay, so we have 1 task, which is to meet our sibling at the north gate. And we've got a mail, a letter from Jacob. I feel a bit awkward writing this, but last night I had a dream where a giant rabbit visited me. It told me all about you and all the things to come. It was summertide tomorrow, and I may get chosen to be the herald. I just wanted to have a little gift that I kept locked up in this old tower at the bottom corner of the, get out of the way, the burial grounds. We have a great future ahead of you. Okay, I have a cemetery tower key. Okay. So someplace in the cemetery there must be a tower, and that must be a key, I guess. Don't really know. So that's something we don't know. So what are we going to do when we don't have much to do? We'll go fishing. We do need to meet our sibling, but I think we'll go fishing first. Again, there's 3 places to fish on our farm, and I like to fish. This one, it seems to be the easiest as far as getting the fish on my rod. Most of the time. Sometimes there's an obstinate one that won't get on there. So I just try to hit him right on the head. Come on, guys. There's only 2 of you left. Look at them. Look at them. They're taunting me. Aha, gotcha. Pond lurkers. Good for the shop to sell. And I got the last one. Weed skimmer. So nutter, neater, nater. Got you. And look at my fishing skill. It's getting ready to get up there again. So I'm excited that my fishing skill is improving. I don't really understand yet the mechanisms on the difference between turning in fish to the twig and increasing my skill, which gives me extra bonuses and stuff. I don't understand the difference between that and my actual fishing skill level. I would assume it has something to do with the type of fish I can catch and the quality of fish. But again, I don't know yet. I'm sure there are people playing the game that do know. I just haven't looked it up. So normally when I've played a game and a new game, I look things up. I search them, read about them, and I have I have very little unknown when I'm playing. So this game, I really haven't done that, partially because there isn't a whole lot out there yet about it. There is a wiki, a pretty good wiki going that I have put in my descriptions, and there is a FAQ and a wiki on the developer page, but it hasn't been filled out, at least at the time of this recording. There wasn't a whole lot on there. So I just haven't spent a lot of time researching things. I'm kind of just exploring, which is not really my normal thing. Now, having said that, I had started this game over because I realized some things after I started playing. It's like, oh, I missed way too many things as a child, so I need to go back and kind of redo that. But from here on out, it's like, why? There's no rush. This is a retired slow play, right? So anyway, North Gate. I'm supposed to meet my sibling here somewhere. Come to the North Gate. I'm in the North Gate. So I don't know where they're going to be at. I'm looking around for them. It's the only reason I'm here. Come on, where are you? Looks like Lucy. Hi, Lucy. So I'm kind of walking back and forth thinking maybe they were standing right here. Maybe I missed them. Maybe it's too early. I don't know. So we'll find them. The sibling is referred to as them and they. Oh, that chicken dropped me eggs. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I don't know that I've gotten too many eggs. Oh, come on, whoever you are. Can I have your stuff? There's a map stone. Yes. All right. So the whole area has been opened. Okay. Good deal. It is now 11 o'clock. Come on. Where are you, sibling? Ah, there you are. Okay, you came. I was just feeling very wistful and was thinking about our real parents. Do you think they are out there somewhere, fluttering around and snuggling up in a burrow somewhere? I don't know. I want to leave this place as soon as I reach adulthood. I find the veil is too backwards and enclosed. I feel suffocated here. I hope you will come with me and we can be who we were meant to be and live how we want to live. And when the goddess calls for us, we'll gladly go to them and run around the fields as their children, happy and free. I best get back to the farm. So the sibling is absolutely determined to leave the farm. The Vale is such a stupid place. One day I'm going to run away. You'll see. You can come if you want, but you can keep quiet about it. But you have to keep quiet about it. So, I mean, okay. I don't know why you feel that way, because I love the Vale. I think it's beautiful. It's a wonderful place to be. I'm grateful that Uncle Bill came and got us from the orphanage. So, I don't know. I don't know why he or she feels that way. So, ooh, we can fish. Is there a fish? Oh my gosh. Didn't see any, but I was excited. At least around the edge. There may have been some down below. Yeah, there is some there, but how do I get to them? I can't get to them from there. I hate it when you see them, but you can't get to them. It's like, all right, I'll try to, yeah. My fishing rod went in. I actually think it hit the bank. Come on, guys. Come play. Come play with my fishing rod. Well, I don't see how I can get to those fish that are down. Oh, there's one. Came up finally. Hello. Pond lurker. 1 star. Very, 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 very common. But at this point, almost all of the fish that we catch are common and sell for 1 brass. But you know what? We have 186 brass to our name, and fish is the main reason why. So, okay, down we go. And you can see I haven't opened up this area yet either, so I've got to find those daggone mapstones. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. But that's okay. We are not pressured to do things in a timely manner, except for that birthday. That's going to haunt me for the rest of my life, is that birthday gift for Uncle Bill. I mean, the one person that made a huge difference, adopted us from the orphanage, and we missed his birthday. We missed giving him a gift on his birthday. That's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. I don't know if there's other... I think that if you give gifts on people's birthdays, which you don't know their birthdays yet, it increases... You get a bigger bump in their relationships. But that's the first one that we should have known about. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, we knew about it. We went to the task board and it said Uncle Bill wants a gift. But because I was messing around, if you haven't watched that episode, I was messing around too long and didn't make it home in time to give him the gift. So it was a bummer. I actually fell asleep before 11 o'clock before I could reach him, so that was a bummer. Come on, guys, hop on my fishing rod. For Pete's sakes. Like I said, the ones from this area, right, this waterfall one, are tough sometimes. I'm trying to think, I can get you right on your head. Nope, I missed it. Gotcha. Coin tail. All right. We have a bunch of fish that we can sell today. What is it now? It is now going on 3 o'clock. So I'm probably not using my time as wisely as I should. I probably be making relationships. I just love fishing so much. So there'll be time. We'll make good friends. Again, this is a retired slow playthrough. No urgency in my mind. I mean, other than there was just a few things that I wanted to redo so that right on your head. You are mine. There's a few things that I wanted to accomplish by the time that I became an adult. I want to make sure I got that pickaxe that we needed to find, and I wanted to get some money in my pocket. So that was the only things that were super crucial to me. I also wanted to get that slingshot, so there's a few things. But as a 13-year-old, I mean, goofing off is what you do, right? Yes, of course. So let's see, it's 4 o'clock, going on 5. I know that there's been a lot of talk about the developers of this game worked on a game called Fable, which I've never played, and that you will see some similarities in that game to this one. I just have never played a game that really looks really much like this. I guess Stardew Valley is the closest as far as a game similar to this that I played. Very different artwork, but in some ways very similar. So, it's, to me, it's lovely. I've played games like Skyrim and those kind of super high in graphic games. So I know when I played Stardew Valley, it was like, okay, this is really different as far as the look of the game. It was beautiful, but in a very different way. And again, this is a very beautiful game in a very different way. So, I mean, I don't know, it's just super relaxing to me. This is probably as equally relaxing as Stardew Valley. I don't want to say more because it's new. It's something brand new. So it's going to be different. But I like the differences that I'm seeing, and I'm enjoying the game like crazy. So we'll see. I really am enjoying the stories. It's like, what's this little area here? Oh, this is a mine. Turn on my light. Some of these mines take you somewhere else when you go through them. So, whoops, here's a door. Where am I going to end up? Uh-oh, I'm in Cowpat Farm. Cowpat Farm is way on the other side of the map. So, there are some shortcuts like that. I don't know them very well. I don't use them very much. So, it's like 6 p.m. almost going on 7 p.m. and I didn't need to explore that area. I didn't need to go to that area. So, you'll find other ways to get around eventually. For now, my apples are doing the trick on the fast travel. So, like I said, lots of ways to get around. And looking for proverbs, looking for the map stones. So just kind of wandering around. I don't know where that other map stone is. And the thing is, looking back at videos, like, how could I have missed that? It's like, and of course, fish. It's sometimes they're really hard to find that last map stone to open up a map. I don't know if it's just me, or if they would be logically on the corners to me. Well, that's not necessarily the case, meaning the 4 corners of the map. Well, that's not necessarily the case. So I needed to get a new dandelion. It is 7 o'clock. Here's another stones. Do you see that light up when you stand on it? So what I'm doing is saying, okay, where is another corner of this map that I haven't been to that maybe there is a map stone? That's what I was trying to do, is map out this area. So I thought, well, let's go to the other side. Try to find it. It's got to be here somewhere. Another half moon house. And so I haven't figured out why the houses have the names they do, because they don't necessarily match the name of the people that live there. So that's a little bit confusing to me. And I thought, well, it's getting a little bit late. We're going to have to find those map stones another time. Druid Cross, and of course that's the area right before the farm. It is 9 o'clock. Actually, it's after 9 o'clock. You can see that dandelion is pulling out there. It's almost 10 o'clock. But it's not bedtime yet. Not quite. We're going to be getting sleepy here soon. We'll get that at the 10 o'clock hour. Uh-oh. And there it is. You have 1 real life minute, 1 in-game hour to get your butt to bed. There's Uncle Bill. Hey, Uncle Bill. So we'll be a good child and go to bed. Night-night. And as you can see, after you sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning, it will say auto-save on the bottom left-hand corner, which saves your game. 0 brass. What did I not do? Come on, wake up. Big day today. All veil cheer. Summertide is here. Blessings be on this day to you. Every 10 years we gather on the green and make offerings to our beloved Druida. Come, it's time to keep our appointment with the Woodfellow. The Woodfellow. Uh-oh. Our sibling mentioned this thing being creepy. Welcome, good folk of the Vale. Summertime is here. This glorious day is when Druida, goddess of the Vale, stands over all others and opens her arms to our humble offerings. The day we celebrate the end of the season of sun and ask for blessings so that we can taste the fruitful harvests. Hail the queen of the orchard. As Druida watches over us, her love will bring growth. It will stave off hunger. It will protect us from disease and from the cold winters to come. Now, let us speak the summertide prayer. O goddess of the orchards, the tide of summer fades. Bestow your fruits on who we offer our thanks. We of the Vale, we of Quill, we who bow Druid's will. The seeds of summertide step forth and prepare for the choosing. Choosing. This sounds kind of ominous. As you know, only one may present our tributes to Druida. Only one may be chosen for the greatest honor in the Vale. Now, as our custom, let the gaze of Druida fall upon the arbiter. Druida has chosen one of the twins. Oh, glorious day. Tell us, child, which one shall be our summertide offering? Oh my gosh. So we have to choose someone to offer? Oh dear. So I wasn't sure who to choose, and I didn't know what would happen if I chose someone. So we'll choose. Okay, very well. Step into the hollow wood, Harold. You leave this life a blessed soul, ready to take our offerings into Opal, where you will feel Druida's. Oh my gosh. So apparently, we chose him, and he got put into the big wooden scary guy. Bathe in her purifying light, oh glory to the goddess. Oh my gosh. And he seemed to be pulverized. Oh, incinerated or something. And he's gone. They're gone, and they made you choose. I don't believe it. You know, I didn't, me either, girl, sibling. I thought things were going to be all right here, but everything he said was true. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. So that really wasn't fair. Let's talk to Uncle Bill. Your sibling did not take that very well, but you did beautifully. They will get over it and realize that this is a natural order of things. It is the way of our world. Do not worry about them. Probably just gone somewhere to reflect. They're speaking of our sibling. Goodbye. Oh, okay. Oh, my goodness. It's Druida Day. So because Uncle Bill had already showed us about the Druida and how we had to make offerings, we already know how to do that. So from now on, it's very important on the 7th and the 14th of each season that you make an offering to the Druida. And we did that before, but we'll do it again. If you didn't watch a previous episode or you haven't seen this yet, we'll be making our offering. So again, I'm using my slingshot to shoot down the fruits and vegetables, and I don't think it's making any difference. I thought it was supposed to, but I don't know. So that was kind of crazy that they made a child choose who was going to be basically sacrificed. So that was a little bit strange. And we had 2 people to choose from, and we had to choose. So I don't know what would have made a difference either way. It's interesting that we got a key from the old man to some place in the burial ground, so we're going to have to find that. I don't know what that key was for. Some kind of I don't know. He said some kind of tower or something. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, it's like, okay, let's relax. That was very stressful to me. It's like, oh my gosh, what is this? What's going on? Some kind of sacrifice has to be made every 10 years. I hope we don't have to choose that every time. That would be horrible. Got you right on your head, weed skimmer. Look at my fishing skill. Yes. That makes me happy. So that, like I said, that was kind of, it was exciting, but it was like, oh wow, a little bit disturbing in some ways. But, you know, it was the natural order of things, as Uncle Bill says. So, okay. So now we're going to come down to the goddess statue, and we're going to make our offerings. So, if you haven't seen this before, you choose a boon, and then there's a curse related to the boon. So you have to look through them and see, like in this case, you get 2 additional quality stars, but crops do not grow. So if I'm planting crops, they wouldn't grow. So you kind of have to choose a boon that would fit your need, making sure that the curse doesn't hurt something that you're going to be doing. So you just have to read through them here, and maybe in future episodes we'll read them more closely. But you can see 3 different bowls, green, orange, and purple, and there are 8 boons basically, but 4 boons and 4 curses per bowl. And once you pick one, then you have to make an offering on that. So, and let's see, I also sometimes I don't have the right offering, so I find one that I want, and then it's like, okay, combat, I don't care about the combat. I guess really there's 8 goddesses, because you can see their names: Marwina and Aurora. And this one, I picked gain more relationship points in the summer. So you can do all 3 if you want, or you can just choose one offering. So babies unlikely, that's fine. I don't care about babies for the next week, 7 days. And so it's going to help my friendship. So you can see the difference. I went really quickly there, but I made 2 offerings, and that's fine. You can make 1 if you like. But they really can be super helpful in your skills and things that you are going to be doing in the next week. So kind of plan that out. Let's say if I plan on focusing on fishing the following 7 days, I would want to maybe choose a boon that helps my fishing. If I'm going to be doing adventuring, if I have to go into a mine or a dungeon that has monsters in it, there's things that can help you there. If you are married and you're wanting children, then you would want to look at those boons that can help you with possibility of children. So really look at those closely and make a choice, and keep in mind that the boon and the curse are good for 7 full days. So right now I'm selling my fish, my extra fish that I had, and getting my monies up. I'm so excited about that. The shop has 25 gold to work with, and selling to the max each time I go. Rainfish, I don't know. Never had anybody ask for one, and I don't see that Twig wants one. But okay, we'll sell it. We seem to be able to catch them pretty easily. You can also, it's not only fish that you could sell at this goods store. They buy a wide range of things. And as you can see, clicking on the things, I've got eggs, I've got flour, I've got herbs, I've got fruits and vegetables. So there's lots of things you can sell. I'm not selling any of my fruits and vegetables because I want to hang on to them, because I feel like I'll need them later. I do know that I haven't found all of the map stones for this area yet, and so I thought I'd kind of wander around for a while and see if I've missed it. I was hoping I can steal the carrots. No luck there. And say hello to the chicken. I'm just kind of wandering around, looking at all the, seeing where I might have missed those map stones. It's got to be here somewhere. And notice I don't even have my fishing rod out yet, so that's kind of a weird thing for me. So I'm looking at the map and saying, okay, have I been to this area up here or this area up here? And sometimes there's areas up above that are still part of the map, and that one wasn't, because you could see the map wasn't scrolling with me anymore. That means that would have taken me to a different area. So I was like, okay, where is that daggone mapstone? It's hiding from me. I know it's not across the bridge. So like I said, to me it's like, you have to kind of go into each area. That's an interesting area right there with a stone in the middle. You kind of have to go in each section and kind of follow your map and say, okay, where have I not been in this map? Also looking for fish. Any fish over here? I get so sidetracked with my fishing. And I know if I go down, it's going to take me to a different part of the map. And it's really embarrassing when you're recording these and people are looking at it and they're saying, didn't you see that? Well, obviously not. So if you see it, don't say anything. I'll find it. Don't worry. Oh, primrose. We need that. So, I don't know. I know that it's not rocket scientists here, that it's just me not seeing it. Oh, what do we got here? This is a way to get tasks. What does she need? She needs a bunch of items. That's one of the ones where you need, 10 of these and 20 of those. And it's okay to decline quests. It doesn't hurt your relationships to do that. Oh, Okay, you would have loved to have been the herald. Okay, Ginger Nut. Sorry about Jacob Nut. I guess it was his name. Was that his name? So let's give her a... Oh, that helped. 11 friendship points. So she doesn't seem to be totally devastated. Here's a secret. I heard Booth Winter really doesn't like gassy apples. So don't give any gassy apples to Booth Winters. Okay. So sometimes they give you tips like that. That may seem like an anti-tip, but it's really not. So if you're looking at it, it's like, what should I give this person? That could give you a tip. Don't give them a gassy apple. The other hand, she may have said, give him, they like a gassy apple or whatever the item is. So it's good. What it does is when I pull that person up in my my list of people, my inventory list, I can look. If I click on the NPC info button, it'll tell me what their likes and dislikes are if I know them. So these tips that people are giving me are going to help me when I talk to that person. So I am still determined to find that daggone mapstone. It is 7 o'clock in the evening and I still haven't found it. It's like, okay, I'm getting mad here. It's like, okay, can I go across the bridge? It's like, yeah. You can see why I would get frustrated. It's like, come on here. It feels like I've been over the whole thing, but obviously I've walked by it. Obviously I've missed it. Otherwise, it would be showing. So I'm like, what have I missed here? Also, proverbs and books inside of houses are fair game. So go ahead and read them. I should have read those 2 books. I missed them because I was busy worried about the mapstones. So proverbs and books inside of houses, you can read them. And it takes them and it puts them in your inventory so you can refer back to them later. So be sure you do that because you might miss an important proverb that helps you find something. Hello, Lucy. Goodbye, Lucy. I was trying to click on this old guy. Herbert Lemon. Nice, not nice to see you. Could you keep an eye out? I seem to have lost my druid effigy. I was in the burial grounds when I noticed it gone missing. Okay, so he tells us to go to the burial grounds and find his effigy. Okay, that's a task. We need to go to the burial grounds anyway. So we'll head down there eventually. And now it is almost 8 o'clock. It's getting late. So, all right, we're going to have to find the mapstone another day. Frustrating. But not stressful. We're not stressed. Nothing stressful here. You can see that one's open up. Beautiful. So eventually we'll get all these maps open up. And they have so many uses. You can see the water if you're looking for fish areas. You can see the map areas and all kinds of things. I thought, you know what? I got enough time. Let's go ahead and do a little fish. And I had noticed there were some fish down here. So when there's time, I fish. That's my thing. Oh, come on, guys. Yeah, that one liked the ripple. Hello there, weed skimmer. And again, the fishing, you can get different fish, different locations, different days, different weather, different seasons. And I don't know them all. I haven't looked them up, and I don't care. I guess if I was really trying to get through the skills quickly, I could have looked them up, but I'm like, okay, I'll just, whenever I find them, I'll go turn them in. No big deal. I'm not worried about it. Weed skimmers, come on. That's fine. Everyone we catch is cost. Look at our brass right now, by the way. 200. We have 200 brass already, and we're 13 years old. Uh-oh. Our clock's gone. We don't know what time it is. It's getting darker, though. Usually there's a dandelion up here that I didn't pick. And then there it is. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We've got 3 hours, a little less, but 2.5 hours or so left in our day. So when I got time like this, as you can see, I fish and fish and fish. You can see here's these standing stones. You step on that, it brights up. It's something about a lantern. We don't know yet. Lucy's supposed to be researching it. Oh, that was not too awful bright. The fish are not on the ground. They are in the water. This one, like I said, there's some of these are easier to catch, some are harder. And these seem to be a little more difficult to me, this pond. I don't know why. So it's still got time. It's not 10 o'clock yet, which is when we get the sleepy message. Come on, fishies. Hurry up before I have to go to bed. I like it that there's a bedtime for the kids. That's logical. That makes sense. Children need bedtimes. They need routine. They need lots of sleep. So it made sense to me. So I didn't mind it. Part of the role-playing experience. Oh, got that one right on the head. Uh-oh, it's 10 o'clock. And something happens here. Something definitely happened here. So all of a sudden, I was transported to standing next to my bed, and it's not 11. It wasn't 11 o'clock. So I come out my door. Twig, toggle, twiddle-dee-dee. Mr. Fairweather is waiting for thee. Oh, you must be bursting with excitement. Not Minnie. I missed it. Not follow them fairy. Now follow the fairy lights. Okay, so we're following these lights. So something weird is going on here. So we're following the fairy lights. If we can not get caught. And I can't see really good because it's foggy-ish. So we're following the fairy lights that are kind of telling us where to go. Like, okay. And a giant arrow, so you can't miss that. And it's like, okay, where's the fairies at? So I'm kind of trying to stay on the pathway, and I see there, oh, there's Twig. You're awake or are you asleep? Well, there's something you'll be wanting to keep. A gift from Mr. Fairweather himself. It's really a special lantern called an obscura, and it lets you see things that are normally hidden to those without true light. Don't stop now. Keep following the fairies, and I'll see you at the southeast corner of Testy Acres. So we've got a lens now for something called an obscura. It fit perfectly. I wonder where the missing lenses are. Anyways, take that there light and head to the southeast corner of Testy Acres. Southeast corner of Testy Acres. So I'm trying to look at this sign saying, which way do I go? And it's telling me to go, my fairies are telling me to go this way, or that way, if you will. Okay. So we got fairy lights and our twinkling light, all twinkling fairy lights. So we're in Testy Acres Vale, is what this place is called. And I'm just kind of following along where I'm supposed to go. Can I get these apples? No. So is it a dream? I don't know. We don't know. Something weird's happening though. And our clock looks like it's stuck on 11 o'clock. Everything's kind of stuck. And it's hard to see, so I'm having a hard time. It's like, where are my fairies showing me? Where do I go? Where's the path? So hopefully I'm not going the wrong way. Oh, there it is. We're all just strands in a giant ball of twine, but your wishes will come true deep in the mine. Okay, just follow the fairies all the way to the first mine. You'll come to Crumble Chalk. And I was given a red key, and we're supposed to find the mine that it matches. Just follow the fairies all the way to the first mine. You come to Crumble Bach. Okay. Where the heck are we going? Crumble Bach Mine Vale. Oh, okay. So red key, red door. So keep that in mind for future. Oh my. Meet Fairweather is my task. I can't really see where the heck I'm going. So I went on, turn on my little lantern there. Oh, here's a proverb. Check or chub. I mean, it's, just random. So I guess I'm just supposed to keep following along here. Do I go left or do I go right? And I thought, well, do I want to mine this ore? What is it? 10 ore, so it's not anything special. I'm not really in the mood to go mining. It's hard to turn it down, but at the same time, I'm like, what the heck? Where the heck am I going and why? Okay, Twig says, here you are in the right place at the right time. No more listening to Daft Twig rhyme. Now go on and shrine the obscura onto those big stones. Move the beam until it opens the door. Mr. Feather waits on the other side with gifts and treasures you can't imagine, but be careful which one be careful which one you pick. So what happened was I'd been given this obscura lantern and I had not put it in my inventory. It's a special kind of lantern. There's my regular lantern. but I need to turn on the Obscura lantern. And I didn't figure it out at this present moment. It's like, oh my goodness, what did I do? There it is. And when you shine it, it opened a door. Look at that. So those standing stones that have doors, you shine an Obscura lantern on it and it opens up. Some places anyway. We're supposed to meet Fairweather. For some reason. This is kind of scary. Fairweather, I mean, he's supposed to help us, but he seems creepy as all get out. He's like a monster. I'm so pleased you could join me again. Now you have seen what true shadows look like. You have somewhat of a farce the world of humans is, forcing a child to choose a sacrifice. What small-minded, pitiful creatures they are. But not you. With you begins a lineage that will accomplish wonders, a dynasty that will achieve complete mastery over all things, and all it takes is a seed. Okay. The Kynseed. Once it flows, you will be bonded to its magic, and though you may succumb to the irresistible call of the grave, your essence will live on as a guardian of your stronger than in the last. Your spirit will be stronger than any quill has seen before. But first you must agree to a contract, a mere formality, I assure you. By taking ownership of the Kynseed, you agree to the stipulations in this contract. The Kynseed will allow you to see and speak with all things Fae and grow your family tree. Your children will carry on your legacy, and as your tree grows, so do your power. Once planted, the contract begins. You may uproot the Kynseed and pass it on to any of your children who are of age and join them in spirit, thus contributing to the monitor your bloodline. In return, the Kynseed, you agree that on the day of your 50th birthday that you will willingly give your body to Mr. Fairweather. Every heir who inherits your Kynseed must do the same. If you have no heirs to pass on the Kynseed to, you will be offered an orphan to take your place. If you die before your time, Mr. Fairweather agrees to revive you at 1 year of life. The initial cost of this Kynseed is 5 years of your life, payable up front. Life tax is payable at the end of each human year. Signed, Mr. Fairweather. You have no choice but to accept this, but you receive a wondrous Kynseed. Splendid. Then our covenant is in place, and you must plant the seed on the hill above the house you call home. Its roots will be your roots. I'm sorry. That will be my only gift. That is not my only gift tonight. You only have to experience the drudgery of hard work life can bring, and these trinkets can ease your burden. You may choose one of them now, and you can call them in the future if you want to trade for more. In any case, I will pay you a visit at midnight strikes at the year's end to collect my modest fee for any services rendered. Until the next time, my child. So we get the Kynseed, but then we get to pick one of these. So we get, there's either a free clock, a free trough that waters the animals, a free key to pathway. So one of these items we get to pick for free. And time to upgrade from the dandelions, and thus, you know, and we have to, and we get this free item, but at the end of the year we are going to pay 5 years of life, and we are doing that now. We were 13 years old, and now we are 18, and we are an adult. So that's how it happens. It's kind of shocking a little bit, but that's how it happens. And we wake up in our house, and 5 years has gone by. So with that, that's going to end our episode. I can't wait to show you more of this game. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. The most important thing, though, is have a wonderful rest of your day.